NBC anchor Chris Matthews took to the microphone at a public event last night with high-ranking NBC executives in the audience. After thanking his colleagues for hard work, Matthews thanked God Vice President Cheney wasn't in office during the Cuban Missile Crisis. He then accused the administration of, quote, trying to silence him over the years. And then there was this. The Bush White House has, quote, finally been caught in their criminality. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man who's been chosen by NBC to front their election coverage, and he just called our president a criminal. How in the world can NBC put on a fair debate with a moderator like Matthews? With me now, Rich Noyes, Director of Research for the Media Research Center. So, Rich, Matthews says that an NBC News anchor says Bush is criminal. Is the peacock showing its bias?
Oh, I think quite transparently, and they've been showing it for a very long time. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, Chris Matthews suggested that we put Exxon and Mobil signs up over Arlington National Cemetery because this is a war for oil. He suggested after anchoring coverage of the president's speech on Iraq, he asked Senator Joe Biden whether or not the president really believed this stuff or was just selling it. You know, it was to him it was all delusional fantasies. You know, he's been very, very outspoken in his opinions. They've been vehemently anti-administration, anti-Iraq war.
So why is he moderating a debate? Where is Tim Russert? Where is Brian Williams? Why do they have somebody whose bias has been displayed like this moderating a debate, and not any debate, a Republican debate?
Well, I mean, that's the odd thing. Brian Williams moderated the Democratic debate. Tim Russert moderated a Democratic debate. Republicans get stuck with Chris Matthews. I don't know if Democrats don't want to deal with him and are vetoing him as a moderator. I don't know, but he is being held up now twice.
What is it that you think that the NBC News executives have decided about this? Have they decided that they're going to front their major news events, like a debate, with people like, well, Keith Olbermann at NBC also moderated a debate. He said recently, demanded actually, Mr. Bush resign. If they're putting him out to moderate a debate, if they're putting Matthews out to moderate debate, what is the decision that NBC News executives have made?
I think the decision they've made is that they are going to just drop any pretense that they're a fair and balanced network. They're going to cater to a left-wing crowd. I mean, the left-wing blogs love Keith Olbermann. He said the President of the United States, if he had any self-respect, should flee the country, which is even stronger than resign. And yet, yeah, these are the people who are moderating debates. I mean, Chris Matthews at a Republican debate is supposed to put himself in the shoes of a Republican voter and ask questions that will help Republican voters. Does anybody really think he's got the mindset of a typical Republican voter? He does not.
What is it that people in the news division must be thinking when they see partisan fronting major events instead of guys like Williams and like Russert who go to some lengths to try to maintain their objectivity?
I don't understand the decision-making behind it, because these people have become so outspoken and so partisan in their views. I mean, they are certainly becoming celebrities in a very small fragment of the audience, but I think over time they're losing their credibility with the broader public. I mean, NBC News was #1 for years. This year they've lost that to ABC. I don't think they really want to become known as the...
Should they be saying, if they're going to take a hard partisan turn to the left, do they owe it to their audience to say so? To simply say, look, we have gone partisan. This is going to be pamphleteering here on NBC News with the peacock on it, and we're going to disclose it up front. We are on the side of the left.
Well, that would be the honest thing to do, but so far they haven't done that. They've maintained that they're a normal, objective news network, and yet they put people like Chris Matthews on the Today Show, Keith Olbermann with Sunday Night Football, put them on for major news events, and yes, they can't have it both ways.
Rich Noyes. Rich, thanks very much. Appreciate your help on this story. We will see what happens.